Coming up, Jonathan and Todd travel to Portugal to investigate one of the deepest caves in Europe. Welcome to Jonathan Bird's Blue World.
Ever since I discovered cave diving, I've been paying attention to new possible caves to explore with Blue World. During the summer of 2022, when the Bird family traveled to Portugal to dive Sesimbra and Madeira, I learned from our host Arlindo that there are caves to dive in Portugal as well. So cameraman Todd and I have returned to Portugal to visit one of the most famous caves in the country. We fly into Lisbon and then drive northeast to the Alcanena region in the heart of Portugal. Here we find a dry, hilly terrain where olive and cork trees dominate the landscape. And it is here that we find the easily overlooked entrance to a small cave called Alviela, tucked away in the side of a hill. Our guide, Anton Zhuchkov, is one of the top cave divers in Europe. This cave has special meaning to him.
It's cool. It's vertically 5 or 6 meters. So it's
diving in this cave first means getting all the gear to the water. And that will take much longer than we expect. We prep the gear and begin moving equipment by means of fire brigade, with me, Todd, Noah, Anton, Arlindo, and Arlindo's son Tomasz passing the gear from one person to the next. First, we get it all from the cars to a staging area. Then we move it closer to the cave entrance. Next, we get it all into the cave itself with the help of a 12-foot ladder that Anton brought along. Inside the cave, the floor is uneven and the ceiling is low. I crack my skull more than once moving the gear towards the water. 100 feet back from the entrance is a well. Anton has constructed a platform suspended from the ceiling over the water for diving. It even has lighting.
Last one, Tomasz. It's a good thing we brought a young, strong person. He doesn't seem to be telling.
No, I think they come in the new computer.
Oh, they do?
Before we start suiting up, Anton gives us a detailed dive briefing.
We can put our who will be the first guy, the last one, and what is...
Then we start putting our gear on. The water is only 64 degrees Fahrenheit, so we're all wearing dry suits. And it's hot in here.
We have literally been carrying gear for like 4 hours to do this dive. Not as much work as Devil's Hole, but close. How you doing, Todd? All right.
We slowly make our way to the platform and get into the water. Once we've donned the rest of our gear, we finally submerge. It has taken 5 hours of work to get to the actual dive. As we sink down into the cave, the cool water feels really good. This cave is only diveable for about half the year. During the rainy season, the water flows violently out of the cave, flooding the entire area we use to suit up. The flow is too strong for diving, and the visibility is 0. Right now, during the dry season, the flow is minimal and the water is clear. Anton leads the way. He knows this cave like the back of his hand, and he should, because he has explored it to a depth of almost 700 feet. That makes this the deepest known cave in Portugal, and Anton, one of the deepest divers in the world. The floor of the cave is all round stones. There's no silt or sand because it all was washed away in the strong spring floods. It almost looks like the bottom of an aquarium. There are no dripstone or flowstone formations in this cave, but the water has cut interesting shapes in the limestone as it eroded away the walls. Our exhaust bubbles hit the ceiling and slowly work their way towards a high spot, almost like an upside-down river flowing through a valley to a lake. When we reach 120 feet, Anton signals that it's time to turn around. We don't have access to nitrox, so our decompression time is climbing. Time to head back. In the shallows, Anton shows us the decompression habitats that he and his partners installed for doing many hours of decompression during extended dives past 300 feet. He demonstrates how a diver gets inside. Like an air bell, it can provide an ability to warm up, eat, and drink when you have 12 hours of decompression obligation. Fortunately, we only have 5 minutes of decompression obligation before we can ascend. Once our computers are happy, we can surface back at the platform.
That was spectacular.
Yeah, that was fun,
What a
man.
great dive.
There's only one thing I'm not looking forward to.
Lugging everything back.
We have to carry it all back to the car.
Every cave dive is an adventure, but the more you go off the beaten path, the greater the adventure. In the case of Alviela Cave, we really had to work for the privilege of diving this remote spot. But it was totally worth it to see such a beautiful and special place in the blue world. Hey guys, if you want to learn more about diving in Portugal, check out PortugalDive.com. They're the Portugal diving experts.